What is going on, everybody? It's Micah back with Versatile Productions. Back here, I didn't think I would take as long to get back to do my, follow-up first impression slash how has it been using this behemoth of a tablet in the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. Been very, very solid. I'm enjoying this a lot. Surprisingly, the color actually stands out this time just because it's so muted. But that's one of the things that I immediately really like about it, and the fact that everything blends in together. Of course, the keyboard and the case cover blend in very well with this tablet. So I've enjoyed it. The notch, if we want to bring that up again, don't even really pay attention to it. I actually think it's a neat little kind of stylistic approach to the S8 Ultra. It also is fitted perfectly along the notification bar, so it legitimately doesn't get in the way, especially when you're viewing content. And unless you decide to pinch in on YouTube or Netflix or whatever video apps that allow you to punch in and take advantage of the full real estate of the tablet, you don't even see the notch anyway. So I did want to point that out and let you guys know that that has not been a problem. I've really been enjoying using this tablet, and I've used the keyboard. Case point, I mentioned earlier that people talked about that there was like a latency issue with this keyboard, which is also interesting. When you do this, you actually have the touchpad click in. That's just me doing that. So in terms of build, of course, I think it's still built good, but it could have been built a little bit better, maybe a little bit more sturdy. But Samsung did shoot out an update not that long ago that addressed the latency issue with the keyboard, with the trackpad, in terms of your typing experience and when the keyboard actually respond to interaction. So I did want to point that out real quick to you guys about the keyboard for the Tab S8 Ultra. That has been addressed by Samsung, which makes the experience that much better on this behemoth of a tablet. In terms of laptop experience, let me put this knife away. In terms of laptop experience, it's also been very solid. I've used it to do multitasking. I've had 3 apps running at one time, typing up on one while reading off of another, and having all the information I needed at a glance, as well as basically retrofitting, if you will, a fourth app by just resizing it down into one of the lower corners. So that way I effectively have 4 different windows open. And because you have so much screen real estate with this, which by the way, let's see. Well, so much screen real estate, by the way, you can get all the information you need to at the drop of an app. Dex Mode, I've set up my Dex Mode. As a matter of fact, I'll probably show you guys this real quick. I like what I did with my Dex Mode because I like the wallpapers that Samsung actually has for their own tablets, which is a beauty, by the way. I've kind of set mine up a little differently here. All right, so this is my Dex Mode and what it looks like. I make use of the black space over there on the left side of the tablet, and then I have a lot of my apps actually pinned to the taskbar at the bottom. Now you do have the option in Dex Mode, in the Dex settings, to, if you click on settings, it'll bring up settings, and then if I go to at the top, scroll to Samsung Dex, you do have the option here to auto hide taskbar. So I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it, but you see that option right there, auto hide taskbar. Now my camera wanna act funny. Well, and I'll probably show you maybe some B-roll, but you can have that option to actually hide the taskbar so you effectively get full screen real estate again. And then as you swipe up with your finger or hover in that area with your S Pen or via the trackpad, the taskbar will show itself back up, and then you can operate as such. So I like what I got going on here. I also noticed that because now I include the battery in my notification panel, notification panel at the bottom here, it's even segregated a lot better in terms of the information at hand. And of course, I don't have a lot of my shit down at the bottom. So in terms of Dex Mode, I do want to try to operate in Dex Mode more often now because it does make use of the 120 Hertz. And since I kind of operate with Windows from time to time, doing the multitasking tablet mode, do I have to do so? I don't know. I would like to see how effective it is in terms of editing pictures and photos again. I've done that in tablet mode. It does seem like it's faster, but I also changed the formatting of my videos, and you guys may have seen a little bit of extra pop in my videos now, and that's because I switched from doing RAW to JPEG videos, which means I'm letting the camera do all the processing. The reason why I did that is because I don't have a laptop to actually make use of RAW files, so I'm shrinking down my file size by just going JPEG and allowing Sony's color science to address the video footage. And of course, they do a pretty good job. I can still relatively set up my scene for you guys and do that, so that way that actually speeds up my editing. So this unboxing video was done in 4K, and it was a 20-minute video, and it did not take as long as it usually would for Power Director to actually process the video or render the video. So one of the things that I noticed from there is there is a stronger processor in here in the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. B, I'm utilizing 16 gigs of RAM, or I have that at my disposal for this tablet, so that also helps Power Director. And number 3, the file size, of course, is probably, if not noticeably, smaller, so there's not as much that it has to load and crunch numbers with. So as a result of that, editing on this has been a lot better, and I would like to try to operate in Dex Mode more often because I have the screen real estate. Now, my little table that I have in my living room, that's where I kind of operate on a day-to-day basis with my stuff. And when I'm not using the tablet to do regular stuff, I usually don't have the keyboard docked. Sorry. So what that does for me is it makes it a lot easier for me to just operate with the tablet closer to me. I do have a docking stand, so I always usually just have my tablet there. But this tablet really provokes me to want to keep it in laptop form because it's so nice. And I do have the MX Master 3 mouse to go along with the setup, and that was pretty easy to reassign for this tablet, and that also was a breeze in using. I have not checked to see if they fixed that shared keyboard weird situation, because if you have that turned on, it will not recognize the MX mouse as a mouse no longer. It kind of weirdly recognizes it as a keyboard. I don't know why, but as far as those settings go, I don't have shared keyboard on with the tablet in the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. Now, what are some other things I noticed? Of course, as I said, there's an update that dropped that had the March security patch, not the April security patch. Maybe we'll get that or May. It seems like Samsung operates on like a bi-monthly schedule for updates on their tablets, sometimes even tri-monthly. So we'll see what happens with that going forward. I do know that this tablet is also geared to get 4 years of software updates, which is good. So this, along with the phones, you won't have to worry about that in terms of product support, device support from Samsung. And I'm looking forward to what other thing they can do with this space. Really, the biggest thing we're waiting on is if they can get Photoshop. I don't think Photoshop is on Android yet, but if they can get Photoshop, LumaFusion, and if Adobe/Final Cut can create mobile apps for their editors for the tablet space, I think that's something that will really revitalize the tablet market. You can already check emails, you can write up documents, you can sign contracts and paperwork. You have a lot of that already at your grasp with the tablet space. You can print from the tablet. You have a lot of that you can already operate. So for most people, they can kind of treat this as their laptop. Excel, I don't know if it's as fast or as fluid that Excel and Google Sheets. I don't know if those are as fluid, as accelerated in terms of the mobile platform space as it probably would be on a stronger processor doing number crunching with a laptop. But if those could even be optimized better for the tablet space, I think the tablet space would be in a great place. And seeing as Samsung is upping the ante, if you will, by increasing the size of their tablets, it really makes it an intriguing option to use. So far, so good. I've thoroughly been enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to what else I may discover. I will be dropping a One UI 4.1 video via the Galaxy S22 Ultra, but all of those settings and features will also be available on the tablet. So that video that I do for the One UI 4.1 will be for both the phones and the tablets. Something Samsung's doing a very good job of is unifying their software. And so that's less videos I have to make, but it also makes it easier to do those videos. And so if I find anything else, of course, I'll point it out in the discussion going forward. To end with the keyboard, I love the backlit keyboard on this. My one caveat with the backlighting, I should say, is I wish that the first setting was a little bit brighter, the second setting was a little bit brighter, and then the third setting was a little bit brighter. Now the third setting is bright, but it seems like you have to default to the third setting in order to get a good use out of it. So I guess it also depends on how much ambient lighting you have around you, if any, to actually make backlighting option number 1 and number 2 feasible or usable, because it seems like you pretty much just have to wait for it to get dark before you then decide to use backlight option number 3 on the keyboard. But I do love the fact that at least it's still an option. Even if they just had one option for backlight and it was just on or off, at least it's clear that the keys are lit, as opposed to the stepping stages in the first 2 stages almost don't make any sense, in my humble opinion. So in terms of that in the keyboard, I love it. I love the app assignment. So I was right in my unboxing video to assign an app to app 1, app 2, and app 3 up at the top of the keyboard. What you have to do is go to the app that you want to assign to one of the keys. Once you're in the app, then you hit function and you hold app 1, app 2, or app 3 until you get a message on your display saying app has been assigned to, you know, that button or whatever. So it's really easy, really straightforward and to the point. So I do like the fact that Samsung has been intuitive or forward thinking in terms of how they want to utilize this space here. The next step is getting a number pad over here, and potentially maybe even increasing the keys. One of the things I noticed, the difference between this keyboard and the Tablet 7 Plus's keyboard is this feels much more laptop-y. It feels a lot more better to type on than the Tablet 7 Plus, but I do feel like the keys are slightly bigger here, so maybe that's why. But that's pretty much it for the keyboard. I like how it docks, I like how it sits, I like how the whole package looks very, very sleek and clean. And the tablet, although it weighs some, it hasn't gotten in my, I haven't really been holding it like that, but it doesn't get in my way. You know, as big as it is, it's easy to sit down. I've tried it in portrait mode like this before. It's interesting. It is interesting, but overall, I find it to be a very pleasant experience so far 5 days after using this. I do have my SD card, micro SD card in my tablet. Disclaimer, if you plan on transferring data from one tablet or from one device to the other, make sure you unmount the micro SD card from that device, because it will try to transfer everything, including what's on that micro SD card, from that device to your new device. So just keep that in mind when using Smart Switch. I forgot to remove my SD card, and it tried to transfer everything from my tablet, including the SD card, and I had to delete a bunch of stuff and then, you know, actually install the micro SD card. So that's another point to keep in mind when transferring your data. But otherwise, it was a breeze. I had no problems with it. And that is the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra in a nutshell. Look forward to continue usage coverage. I probably won't be covering the cameras. I never cover the cameras on the tablet because I never use them. I will say that Samsung has still improved the quality of the cameras because of the new age we live in when it comes to Zoom meetings and Google Duo becoming a big deal now, and FaceTime, of course, continuing to advance. Mobile communications via video has been a focal point now, and so it's good that Samsung had already been doing pretty good with the cameras anyway. It's just we don't care about them because it's a tablet, so we don't really care to make use for them, except for when we need to do it for a virtual or remote meeting or social gathering of some sort. I don't know if you're going to be using your tablet to do social media stuff like TikTok and stuff like that, but at least you have the real estate to see yourself with the Galaxy Tab S8 Ultra. But let me know down your thoughts. in the comment section below what you guys think about the Tab S8 Ultra, the Tab S8 series tablets. Are they inching closer to becoming laptop replacements or laptop alternatives? Let me know down in the comment section below. But again, as always, if you guys haven't already, make sure to like the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so that way you never miss my videos. So we can sit back, chillax, see what's cracking. But your man Micah signing out until the next video. Do it for the one time. Bow. Boom. Bow. Wait, oh.